I'm here with Andrew J. Clark, aspiring animator. He's put out a fantastic little clip which we'll be showing you later here on Kryztoff TV, and he joins me now. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you.
And basically, tell us a little bit about Error's Escape.
It came about, I think it was in 2010. It came about halfway through last year. I had this idea kicking around my head for quite a few years, really, and I met a couple of people at Flinders University who I'm currently attending, who are 3D artists, and they started getting interested in making 3D film. And then, coincidentally, the Media Resource Centre was running the Digitopia Animation Initiative, which is just a bit of funding to help young aspiring filmmakers achieve their dreams and whatnot. And yeah, we went for it and we got it, and it's just snowballed into this bigger thing ever since.
So tell us a little bit about this animation short.
Sure. It's called Error's Escape. It's about a little cycloptic blob-like creature called Error, who wakes up one day in this dark, ominous factory where he and his cloned kin, little brothers and sisters, all sit and are tested on day after day by a giant, hideous robotic spider. But there is an error in the system, and a light bulb falls from the ceiling and lands in the back of his head, and it sort of wakes him up and gives him a curiosity and an energy. It's all about him finding a way to escape.
Yeah, no, I think when I saw it, you managed to engage the audience really well and create that sympathy for that character. How do you go about creating that kind of rapport or that kind of engagement with the audience when you're working with a digital sort of, rather than having actors and that sort of thing? How do you make sure that are there any special techniques that you use to make sure that you can get that engagement?
Sure. Well, for Error and the rest of the blobs, from the very beginning we were focusing on making them as cute as possible, because they don't have mouths, they've barely got limbs, they've just got these little nub-like sort of paws on the end of their little arms, no eyebrow, very, very minimal. So it's really important for us to make the eye be really easy to read, so it's really large, has a pupil that can dilate properly, and very bright colours. But most of that came about really from the animators and just finding a way to make this single eyeball creature look sad or jealous or angry or vengeful, which was quite a challenge when you think about it. But I think based on people's reactions, I think we have succeeded there. So I'm pretty proud of that.
So you've been nominated for a Screen Award as well. How's that feel?
Really good, because I'm only in my second year at Flinders. I just finished my second year at Flinders, so it's really good to actually be getting some recognition for work. We'll find out in a couple of weeks whether we win or not, so fingers crossed.
Definitely. So we're just going to take a quick look at the Error's Escape trailer, and so what's it like to see your film up on the big screen at Mercury?
It's really cool. The colours are a lot better than on my monitor, for one, which is a very geeky victory.
Yeah.
No, it was really amazing, and actually having the audience there, it's like suddenly remembering why you came up with the idea to begin with, because you get so lost in the actual making of it, you sort of forget the meaning it has, but actually hearing people's reactions to, like, when the blob creatures are dying. Spoilers, the blobs die. It was really amazing. I loved it.
You're lucky that happens early on in the short, that's for sure.
It's 4 minutes long. I can't avoid spoilers there.
So how many hours is that to put a 4-minute? I mean, if you just go to the animation side of it, I mean, how many hours is that? I mean, you're talking days, months, years?
I can break it down. There's 6,000 frames in it. Every frame takes 5 to 10 minutes to render on the animators' computer rigs and online. In terms of animation, I'd say each shot probably took about anywhere between sort of 3 and 8 hours to animate and sort of polish off to the finished level. The characters took an ungodly amount of time to get the to get it so they could actually move properly, and so they had this, the right sort of consistency, and the texture sort of evokes the right feelings and all that sort of thing. But the thing about animation is it's just so many hurdles to create anything. I think the strength of animation is its inherent difficulty, because you're creating everything from scratch. When you go out to make a live action film, there's a safe bet that your actors have skin and bones. You take that as a given. But when you're creating everything from scratch, you can create characters that don't have skin, that have this weird plasticky porous substance like the blobs do, or don't even have bones. They don't really have bones, they just sort of waggle around everywhere. So it's such a big hurdle to actually get all of that together and sort of create a cohesive world. But that's the strength of it. And there's no other way that you can make a film like this. So I feel really lucky to have actually had the opportunity to see that idea come true.
So have you tried any other mediums apart from animation, documentaries, for instance?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really not actually much of an animator. I was obsessed with Toy Story growing up, so I was very into it for a while. Then I moved away, and I've mostly made live action films. I've made a couple of documentaries in and outside. So it was quite a learning experience to actually come to this and have to sort of wrangle together a crew and sort of defeat all of the technology and hurdles that come along with it. So I've definitely learnt a lot, and I think I feel pretty lucky now, because I can go back to live action and incorporate some 3D stuff, because I already have that sort of basis. Or maybe I can go and do some advertisements or something and use the animation. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next. I guess I'll just wait for the right idea to come along.
And as for your comrades, what's the industry like here? Is it cutthroat in Adelaide? Is there enough opportunity for all these aspiring Adelaide animators, filmmakers, documentarians, and so on? Do you find that, is the industry, supportive, or do you find that, there's a bit more competition than?
I found it really phenomenally supportive. Between the Media Resource Centre and Car Crew and some of the other grants around, I feel like there's plenty of opportunities if you have an idea to bring it to life and get some support for that. And also, people in general I found are really happy to do favours for one another and work on each other's films. So at awards nights you tend to run into a lot of the same people, but it is quite a large and diverse crowd. So I think we're really lucky in South Australia that there's just so much going on. I feel like it's a pretty vibrant industry. And if you look at all the films that are up for awards, they're all I think are really high quality, and yeah, I think we're pretty lucky. It's a good place to be learning this stuff.
Thanks, Andrew, for your time, and thanks for chatting to Kryztoff.
Thank you.